Do you find yourself on the brink of insanity, trying to get Qing to succeed in a situation where it historically fell flat on its face, resulting in 100 years of absolute humiliation that it still hasn't recovered from today? Wouldn't you just like to be able to completely skip the Opium War entirely so you can make Qing into the grandiose China that it deserves to be? Well, luckily for you, there's a way to completely circumvent the Opium War in just a few easy, super duper easy steps. And let me let you know in the first place, the old methods do not work anymore. Going to this country and releasing a liberate country does not guarantee anything anymore, because guess what? When you do so, Britain automatically takes a treaty port as its primary. It doesn't matter what you do at that point. If you go after Portugal, it's going to happen again. Britain's going to join in, and they're going to primary the treaty port. They're not going to secondary it. So there has to be another way to do so, right? Well, here's how you do it. Click on the diplomatic lens, go to declared interests, and unclick all the ones that you have up right now, and put one down in Southern Africa and the other one in the Rhine. Now, obviously, the Rhine one doesn't actually pertain to this method. I just suggest you go to the Rhine because you want to ally with France, you want to trade with France. France is the best possible ally you can get as Qing in this game. You want them, trust me. The second point, however, is the Southern African area here. Now, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Dairuki, you're really going to go after Gaza at a time like this? Well, no, I'm not. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to unpause here. We're going to wait a couple seconds for it to run through a full month. Doing so will allow the interest to switch over, and then I can show you that, no, I'm not actually going for Gaza. We're going to refuse the opium crisis first up. Now, here's what's going to happen. This is very, very interesting. When you look at Transvaal and Oranje, you're probably thinking, oh, well, they're unassuming. But here's the thing. They actually have a guarantee of independence with Britain, and Britain is going to join every single time. It doesn't matter what you attack them with. In fact, you don't even have to take infamy when you attack them. You can right-click them and go into diplomatic demands and then just ban slavery. You don't have to do anything else at this point. You can even do investment rights, and Britain will join the war. Now, because Transvaal and Oranje can't take war goals because they don't even have a border with you, the only thing that can happen with them is they can take war reparations from you. Now, if you back down, here's the catch. This is very interesting. If you back down as against Transvaal Oranje, Britain's not going to have a truce with you. Uh-oh, what was the point of that? You just gave away 23,600 pounds for nothing, and there's still no truce with Britain, right? Well, there's a method around that. You see, what's going to happen here is we're going to ban slavery on Transvaal, and we're going to run it through, and it's going to run up all the way to here. Now, the reason why Britain doesn't get a truce when you back down is because they're not actually trying to take anything. They're not actually at war with you, to be honest. Well, yet. Here's the thing. We're going to ban the opium trade now, and we're going to run it through. We're just going to let it go. And, oh no, tragic, opium addiction, oh, the horrors. But by waiting, we're going to wait all the way up until the war actually involves itself, and it brings Britain into the war. Now we're actually at war with Britain and Transvaal. So here's what we're going to do. Give up. Hit capitulate. Click yes. Boom! Just like that, we now give up 23,500, and we have a truce with Transvaal, obviously, but now we also have a truce with Great Britain. Yay! We just completely bypassed the Opium War, because by the time the truce is done, we're gonna be done banning the opium. That's all there is to it. Perfect. Done and dusted. By using this method, you will now be able to completely ban opium without having to face the might of the British military, and all it cost you was a measly 23,000 pounds. Perfect. But wait, what if you actually want that money? What if what you're trying to do is to maximize the amount of construction in the early game? And by maximize, I mean 130 construction. 130, more so than what you would probably assume. That's craziness, right? That's 60 right there. We're not even done yet. 75, we'll say 90, 105, 120, Another 10. We'll just put it anywhere, it doesn't matter. We'll put it in Fujian. There we go. 130 construction. Why 130? Because that'll get you up to 300 construction. And just by swapping this off to iron frame, wooden frame, and then we could go into Beijing and swap them onto iron frame because they have the highest amount that we have active, and it won't put us too much over into the penalty zone for -75. And by doing that, we're pretty much guaranteed to get 300 construction. But that's going to cost a lot of money now, isn't it? Why, yes, it does. In fact, we're going to want all the authority that we can get our hands on. We're going to want to be able to tax them as much as we possibly can effectively. And so let's put some taxes down. We'll put grain down. We'll put opium down. Maybe even pull in liquor and tea. We'll put this up temporarily so we can get luxury furniture in there, and then we'll swap that down. We'll even reduce our military wages because we don't really need that right now. Now look at the kind of money we're dealing with right here. That's pretty good now, isn't it? But there's a problem. If you do the Transvaal trick, you're giving up 23,000 pounds. In fact, I think you might even give up a little more because we have a little more bigger balance. That's not good. We can't allow that. So if you're willing to min-max to the absolute extreme, well, we're going to run it through without doing anything, believe it or not. In fact, you know what? Actually, for this playthrough, I'm probably not going to play it for real, but for this, we're going to go into the Rhine. And for the second one, it doesn't matter where we put it, to be honest. We could put it in South Africa just for funsies. Why not? We're just going to run it through and wait until that opium crisis comes up. There it is. Opium crisis time. We have to do something. Now, what we're going to do is we're gonna cheese like we've never cheesed before. This is what I call effort cheese, because you actually do have to put in a little work. So effort cheese is quite simple. You see what I'm doing here? I'm pausing, unpausing, pausing, unpausing. Boom, there. January 31st, the end of the month. We're now going to go into the opium crisis, and we're going to click on ban the opium trade. But here's the thing. We're only going to do it for 1 day. Did you see what happened there? It went from 4 years, 11 months to 4 years, 10 months just by a single day. And the reason why that happens is because the beginning of every month is when the tick is counted towards the opium crisis. If you have the ban active when the tick is counted, it counts when you've had the ban, as if you had the ban up for the entire month. Now, we're going to remove the ban. Oh, take a look at the authority up here, right? We're minus 100 by removing the opium ban. Oh no, we're back up to plus 60. We can actually add another tax on here just for a little bit more money for our construction zones, because that's what we're aiming to do. That's the whole point of this. It's to minimize, maximize to the absolute extreme. Why is this effective though? Well, 2 reasons. The first reason is actually you save on authority, as I've just shown you. Banning opium costs 20% of your authority, as you can see right here. And by doing this method, you get to keep your authority maxed out and used towards more important things like social mobility or consumption taxes. The second reason is that Britain almost never, ever attacks on the last or the first day of the month. And when I say almost never, it's because there's only been 1 instance out of 10 playthroughs where I've run this all the way through for all 5 years where they've actually attacked. So I'm going to tell you now, there is a small level of RNG, so you should expect to restart, or if you're inclined to, save scum. Thankfully, this method is extremely quick, and once you get used to knowing which months end on which day, you'll blow past these 5 years without a worry. Remember, January, March, May, July, August, October, and December all have 31 days. April, June, September, and November only have 30 days. February has 28. There is no leap year in this game. Okay? Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! And there you have it. 2 ways to avoid the Opium War as Qing. One of which is a guaranteed success. The other is a little on the RNG heavy side, but it does come with its own benefits, especially if you're like me and you love to maximize the amount of construction that you get in the early game. You want that extra 23,000 pounds, don't you? I know I definitely did. But here's the thing. I believe that everybody should be able to play their own way, so if you want to do the second way and you want to save scum the entire way through, do it. Do it for your own sake, do it for your own peace of mind, do it for your own fun. And make certain that you don't let anybody else tell you how to play. This cheese is for your entertainment. It's not for anything else. Anyhow, thank you for watching all the way through. Make sure to like, subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment calling out all the cheese that I've been doing. I love the cheese. Anyhow, you guys are kings. Hail Hydra Cat!